So while Donald Trump may well think that affordability is a Democratic hoax,
the word affordability is a con job. They use the word affordability. It's a Democrat hoax. Look, affordability is a hoax.
well, here's a new word. It's a great new word. Someone just told me it's called accountability. And in our featured story, Donald, accountability, it's coming for your ice. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. And please, won't you hit the subscribe button to stand in support with the citizens and the immigrants and the children and, well, in the case of our featured story today, a U.S. Army veteran of the Iraq War who also got plucked off the streets by the goons of ICE. Now, in our featured story today, George Redis, he shares his story from just hours ago on MS Now. It's in advance of a congressional report due out this afternoon. We're going to have both for you in just a second. But first, here's the setup to today's great clips from the young man who could actually frost ice.
My name is George Redis. I was born and raised in Ventura, California. On July 10th, I was on my way to work, and when I arrived on the street that day, there was protesters. I encounter a line of ICE agents lined up across the road. I put my car in park. I'm a good distance away. I get out and I stand beside my car and I yell to the officers, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm just trying to get to work. I'm not here to protest. They just immediately got hostile, telling me to pull over to the side, telling me to get back into my car. As I'm getting into my car, the agents surround my car, pulling on the door handles, banging on the windows, telling me to get out. Following that, they throw tear gas behind my car, or I'm just there coughing, my eyes watery, can't breathe. They reapproach my car, telling me to do different things, contradicting each other. I'm just trying to plead with them that I'm leaving.
I'm trying to leave.
My driver's side window just shatters. An agent sticks his arm through and pepper sprays me in the face.
And it only gets worse from there, as you're about to see. It's our featured video today. This afternoon, George Redis, he's going to be one of many people that are subjects of a Senate Democrats' inquiry, the results of which we're going to post in the comments below. Now, today's story is crucial because ICE is beginning to finally get exposed for its random enforcement of lawless policies.
More than 9 months into the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, roughly 220,000 people have been arrested by ICE agents. That number comes from new data shared by the University of California, Berkeley, as part of its deportation data project. It also found that nearly 75,000 people who were arrested have no criminal records. These numbers give one of the most revealing looks into the Trump administration's aggressive efforts to rein in immigration. NBC News senior Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us to break down this new data. Julia, good morning. Always great to have you with us. So the University of California got this information. It was through a lawsuit, actually, that it brought against ICE. What else did it reveal about ICE's arrest so far this year?
Yeah, they've been able to get a lot of this information that ICE stopped posting publicly. Every once in a while, we'll get a press release when they have something they want to tell us about, maybe a high-profile person or someone with a criminal record they have arrested. But in general, it's been really hard to compile this data. So that's why this is important. Of those 75,000, they had no criminal record. But then there were also a third with pending criminal charges. They hadn't been convicted yet. So really a third of the 220,000 that were arrested between Inauguration Day and mid-October are convicted criminals. And this is despite the promise to go after the worst of the worst. It also shows us more about the demographics. 90% of those, roughly 90% of those arrested so far were male. The number one nationality arrested were Mexican, followed by other nationalities from Central America. We're able to get a better understanding that there are more people arrested around the ages between 25 and 45. And this is painting a more holistic picture about the people who have been targeted in these mass deportation operations. We should say just because they're arrested doesn't necessarily mean they're deported. In some cases, people may have a legal right to be here and they're released later.
But 3 days later, with no explanation, well, that's Army veteran George Redis' story. We have it for you right now. Let's check it out firsthand. It's our featured story of the day from MS Now. Happened earlier. Let's meet the man who is turning up the heat on ICE.
I was going to work like normal. I pulled up. I let them know that I was a U.S. citizen, that I was just trying to get to work. To them, it didn't matter. They were just immediately hostile from the get-go, and they just continued to escalate the situation. And they sprayed me with, they trapped me in my car with tear gas. They sprayed me in the face with pepper spray. I had agent nail on my neck and an agent nail on my back. They zip-tied my hands. They swabbed my mouth for DNA. They took me to jail, and I was on suicide watch for 3 days and 3 nights, from Friday through Sunday. And that's what I went through. It was honestly the worst experience ever.
When you were in detention, again, it was 3 days. What were they telling you? Why weren't you able to make any contact with family or lawyers or anybody?
They never told me anything. They literally never told me why I couldn't make a phone call. They never told me why I couldn't talk to a lawyer. They never said why I couldn't shower. They literally just locked me up, and they never said anything else. They literally never said anything else until they released me, and they said that I was being released with no charges, and that all the charges on me were dropped, and that I was free to go. And they literally gave me no explanation, and so that's why I got to find out myself. That's why I got to do all this work to hopefully get justice and the truth, not only for myself, but for everyone else.
Okay, check out this report. It was released earlier today by Senate Democrats, linked into our comments section. Also, while you're there, please like and share. If you stand with, well, folks like us here at Occupy Democrats, and of course, George Redis.
My military training helped me remain calm in such a chaotic situation. The moment right now doesn't define the flag and everything it stands for. It represents America, or represents all of us. And so I have no problem standing by it. It's important that we all stand up and share our voice and let it be known that what's happening right now isn't right.